Hey everyone, this is episode 220 of Lifestyle Locker Radio, and this is Dr. Josh Handt. We are doing another short episode here. I just wanted to say, holy cow, it's the end of the year, it's holiday season. We just finished up Hanukkah, and now we're running into Christmas and the New Year. And I want all of us to really think back and reflect on this year. We've had some pretty crazy things going on in politics, in health, and maybe even telling truths and lies that we get to hear every day in the mainstream media. What I can promise you is this, is that in our show, we will only give you the truth. I have no reason, and we have no reason to spread any kinds of disinformation in the natural health world. I'm here to inspire you, to help you get healthier, to help you become the best version of yourself and help you unleash your human potential. That's what we're all about, and I know you know that. So for me personally, it's been definitely been a little bit of a challenging year, not health-wise, but our business in the city in New York City has definitely taken a hit. We've had some challenges, and we are still pushing hard. I want to think of us almost like a rhino that's charging forward through the thick of the chaos, through some of the tyrannical rules and regulations that the state is putting on New York. The city's even worse. So we are doing our part to help keep New York City as healthy as we can, even though some of the rules we think are a little crazy, but that's really not the point of this show. So what I want to use the show for is a reflection on 2020, and I can say there's definitely some positive, and what I urge all of us to do is to acknowledge, what's happened, whether it's been good, whether it's been bad, whether it's been tragic, whether it's been amazing, and see how it can help impact your life, to help you be the best version of yourself, to help you unleash that human potential. Some of us may need to create a new version of ourselves this year. Some of us may have lost our jobs and may need to start something new, may need to become an entrepreneur, may need to do something that's so outside of the box. And that's all right. Some of you may have had some crazy health years, and me personally, as far as my fitness stuff, I was able to focus a lot on fitness. Granted, I had more time than I would have had we not had these tyrannical lockdowns and shutdowns and things like this. I've had some pretty cool things happen. So I'm just going to go over a couple of cool things for me personally that I'll share. Maybe inspire you to think about the things that you've gotten to do better at. Maybe you got healthier. Maybe you got stronger. Maybe you ran your first 5K or 10K or marathon. And I can tell you what, it's a lot harder and more challenging to run a marathon by yourself or run any kind of distance by yourself than it is, for instance, to running, we'll say the New York City Marathon, where you have thousands, I don't know if it's 40, 50, 60, 100,000 people or more cheering you on. That is definitely a good energy getter when you're doing something like that. But if you're doing them by yourself, more power to you, because, man, that takes a lot of guts. That takes a lot of cojones. That takes, like the mental capacity is there. It's wow, holy cow, good for you. So let me just share a couple things. And I know the year is not totally over yet. We're getting really close, but I'll share some of the things that happened to me. So my overall distance that I moved this year, this is walking and running. Running is over 1,000 miles, which we found out, which is like, holy cow. For me, that was a goal I actually set back in January 2020, 20,000 miles this year. And I measured, so this is the stuff that I've measured using my Garmin GPS watch, 1,595 miles. Holy cow. And the cool thing, my app that shows me says, that's like 6,421 laps around the track. That's a lot of running. My elevation gain. So think about this. This is cool. And I'm not trying to brag about any of this stuff because I am far from the best runner, far from the most active person in the planet. But I get to see that I climbed. So elevation gain, meaning going up, was 129,472 feet. That's crazy. Everest, from base level to the top, if you went from like sea level, even though it doesn't start at sea level, but sea level to the top of Everest is 29,000 feet. I did 129,000 feet, climbed in this year. And the cool thing about this is that my previous year, where I thought I was doing really well, my elevation gain was 49,000 feet. So I almost tripled my 2019 gain. I think that's really cool. We start to compare and you start to collect data and see these things. It's very, very powerful. I did, I believe, 4 or 5 ultra marathons. I looked at my total days being active in 2020 so far to date. Granted, it's not over yet. Is 286 days. And I did this. So today is the 18th of December, 2020. I looked at this on the 17th or the 16th. So it's climbing every single day. And it's going to climb some more today when I go do a hike in the snow. But 286 days active, 353 total hours. That's pretty wild. I think about that. That's a lot. So I urge all of you to reflect and find something that's happened, that you've done, that you've experienced, that has made you happier. And focus on those things that have made you happier, made you wealthier in your finances, wealthier in your relationships, wealthier in any area of your life. I urge you to spend some time focusing on those, because the goal is that, when we get to manifest things in our lives, people, if you know what that means, right? We got to manifest, we got to think about and meditate about and do things that are going to help create our future. Our thoughts are a big part of that. Our actions are a big part of that. So I urge you to manifest and spend time on the positives, and so you can start to create more of it. If you've had a challenging time in certain areas, I get it. But the more we dwell on it, the more we focus on it. I'm re-listening to a book by Jack Canfield, which I mentioned in the past. It's the Success Principles. And when we tend to manifest or tend to focus or dwell on the negative, we tend to attract more of that into our lives. And if we look at neuroscience and we look at the ways our mind, our body, and the universe, if you will, works, they've done crazy, crazy studies where people can meditate on water, and then they use an electron microscope to actually look at a slide of that water. And, if someone was putting peace, love, prayer, praying peace and love, we'll say, into the water, that water becomes this amazingly beautiful snowflake. Then we have those same people and another batch of water pray hate, anger, fear, and put those words into that water. And then we look at a slide under an electron microscope, what that looks like. It looks like this uneven, gross, slimy looking thing. And that's just bottled water, right? That's clean bottled water can actually manifest and can actually change itself based on the intention that goes into that water, the thoughts that go into that water. So if you want to think of water can change, your body's made up of a lot of water, right? What is 80+% water? So think about manifesting and doing things that are proactive in your life, because you can actually start to change yourself from the inside out. And as we run into 2020, we're getting to the last week here. I would urge all of you, and I know I've probably mentioned this in the past, I would urge all of you to just get out a notebook, get out a sheet of paper, start to put things down in different areas of your life. From your finances to your family, to your travel, to relationships with other people, to your business, to you name it, all these different areas of our lives, our health, and put some goals down, put some things down, set some lofty ones, set some that are easily attainable, and then grow from there. You got to have the stuff that you can grab, right? That branch that you can actually reach and grab right now. Start there as a goal, and then to the next branch up, and then the next branch, and the next branch, and then eventually be able to get to the top, right? That big, hairy, audacious goal, as Tony Robbins calls it. So I would urge all of you to spend some time, do it. If you have a spouse that will do it with you, way cool, very cool, awesome. If not, that's okay too. Don't dwell on the negative part of that not happening. Sit down and do it yourself. Because what you do for yourself can have a positive impact on a spouse, on a loved one as well. Because, your job is to be the best version of yourself. Your job is to be the best version of yourself for you, which can have a positive impact on other people. I want you to think about, when we have someone that may be sick in your family or maybe financially hurting, if you have the means, you have the energy or the money to help out, is better than not having the means or the money to help out. So I urge you to become abundant in all good things, because good things happen to those that not wait. Good things come to those that do. So that's my short message for you today. Have an amazing finish to 2020. Have an amazing jump into 2021. I look forward to seeing you there. We're not going anywhere. Have an amazing day, evening or night. Love and appreciate you all. Bye-bye.